morning. Welcome to day 53 of the 100-day project. This is day 52. Video is up and you're welcome to go watch. So let me get set up for today. Here's the inspiration for today's project. In 2019, I made a doll. She's called a fragment doll. It's because of all the different scraps that she's wearing. And the inspiration came from Leslie Riley. It took me forever to find her. Her fragment dolls are not like this. Mine are different than hers, but the inspiration and the idea came from her. And I had corresponded with her through email and she gave me permission to sell these fragment dolls. Well, I never did make them and sell them. I don't know why, I just never did. I don't know why I don't make more. It's one of those things. But anyway, I made another one in 2002 and this one I did for one of the 100-day projects with you guys. So there should be a video about her. So what I want to do today is I want to take this fragment doll inspiration and I want to bring it to paper. She's going to be different, but that's where the idea came from. Again, her name is Leslie Riley, Lesley. Riley, if you want to look her up and look at her fragment dolls. So this is the paper I think I'm going to use. It's Strathmore Mixed Media. It's a 5.5 by 8.5 size and it's 90 pounds. And the reason I'm using this is because I don't want my dolls to be as large as the one I made in fabric. This is the one I made in the project with you guys, and I have another one that I made for the other doll and I don't know where it is. But I think Leslie at the time offered a pattern for her doll for free, and I did not use her pattern. I drew my own. You can make them any size, any shape, but this is the idea, the concept of the shape that we're going to use. Hello, I'm sorry I need to interrupt for a second, but while I was editing this video, I realized I made a big mistake. I did not cut out the shape that I intended to cut out. It didn't even dawn on me until I was editing that I had done that. I just knew that during this video, something just didn't seem right. I didn't feel like the doll was right, and now I know why. So I'm going to go ahead and post this video, and tomorrow I will make the correction and make the doll the shape the way I had intended to. I want to make it right. There's going to be 2 doll videos back to back, but that's just how it has to be. Alright, hope you enjoy the rest of the video. Thanks, guys. I'm going to tear out a sheet of paper. I want to create a template first, and then we'll use this as our substrate. And the template doesn't have to be on a heavy paper, so let me get a lighter paper. Okay, this is just a sheet of copy paper, and I know there's a lot of white on the screen, so it might blur, so let's put that there. I'm just going to start off by trying to get the shape I want. Now, I never get both sides the same, and I know you can't see this on the camera, but once I get one side the way I like it, I use that side as my template for the other side. I usually do better with the left side for some reason. I don't know why. So you can see, I hope, the line here and here. I like this side better, so we're going to use that side to help us get the other side right. I'm just going to fold her in half. Then I'm going to cut out the side I like. There's my first attempt. She might be skinnier than I want, so I should make her bigger. And in that case, I'll just draw another one and I'll use the same template here as a guide, and I just know that I need to make her bigger. This is how I get all my patterns, just playing with the shape until I get it right, or until I get it the way I like it. I should say. Right is relative. So you got 2 patterns out of 1 attempt. One is chunky, one is not. Maybe we'll do both. She's nothing like this. I actually like the head shape that way, so maybe we should change her head. She's too much like a regular doll. That's more what I was going for. Now I want to make this on here on the big one. I fixed my pattern to suit me. Now there's 2 ways to do this. You could cover this paper with scraps and then just lay your template down and cut her out and be done, but I don't want to do it that way. What I want to do is take my templates and I want to draw out my doll. So I want to trace her out here. So I've got my dolls traced onto my paper. And now I'm going to cut these out. Okay, I've got my 3 dolls cut out. With the fragment dolls, you take strips of fabric, just remnants of fabric, little pieces, like this would work, or even these little pieces. You just stitch them all around your doll in different directions. And I'm not going to do that for her. I'm just going to put scraps on top of her, and then we're gonna back her with a solid backing. But I am gonna use my strips of fabric, and so like I would take a piece like this and I would make that the neck for her, and then I would trim off this excess. So maybe we'll do that. But first what I want to do is paint her face. Just give her a little bit of a color. I'm just going to give her a little bit of gesso on her face. This is Liquitex gesso. Just on the front. On the back we'll give her a solid back head. And after I do that, I'm just going to take some, it's called Parchment by Folk Art, and I'm going to give her a little bit of coloring. And then I will probably do another coat. I'm gonna do that to all 3 dolls. All right, so let's take one. So I'm gonna put some glue on her. I'm just gonna put this piece down right here. So we got our first piece down, and then I'm just gonna keep gluing scraps. And you just keep layering until you are happy with what you have. Okay, let's stop on this one and let's trim her up. There she is so far. So I'm gonna get some scraps together and I'm gonna do these 2, and then we will go to the next step. Okay, so they're trimmed, but I went through looking for pieces that were rounded like this for their neckline, because I wanted, like here's another one, because I wanted to add a little more at the neck. Okay, so I had these pieces sitting aside from the last project, from yesterday's video, that I didn't use, and I'm going to use them on here, and I'm just putting them on with Liquitex Matte Medium. I was sitting here trying to figure out, how do I want to handle their hair and how do I want to handle their backing? And I came up with a couple of ideas that I might try. And one is to use this punch, flower punch that I've got. It's a Marvy flower punch, 4450. I don't know if that'll tell you anything or not. It's just a flower. And I punched out a piece of paper just to test it. And I thought, this would be cute. But that's too flimsy. And then I thought, well, maybe I'll fold it down and give her some bangs. And that's kind of cute, so I may do that, but I need a heavier paper. The other thing I want to try is this thread that I like to collect and keep when I'm working with fabric. I keep all the strands of thread. I might use that. So I've got a scrap piece of paper here that I'm going to use for the backing for her. And for her hair, okay, we're going to try this. I got a smaller punch out. I cut out a sample piece just to test it. I may use it actually because it probably will go. And I'm going to give her bangs. Okay, she's got her bangs. Then I took a piece of paper that I found in my scrapbook stuff, and it's got both sides. Okay, so the other one I want to try is the thread, and I need a backing, this one here. Okay, so we're just going to glue her down to her backing. Okay, and I'm going to cut this out. Okay, I took a piece of my thread out. All I did to do that was I just pulled a bunch out and I squeezed it together. And I've got the string that came out of the tags we did the other day. I'm just going to tie that around the middle. You could change your design and make it a ponytail type thing. A little bit of glue and then let it dry. And you've got another little girl with some hair. Okay, so let's do this last one now. I'll tell you how I'm going to do this one in a second, but I want to go back to this one. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know why I didn't want the flower showing on top of her backing. It's part of her hair. It could be just her hair hanging down. I should have just put the backing on and then put the flower on like this. And then you'd see the flower in the front and then you'd see her hair in the back. That's what I should have done. So if you're following along, don't make it more difficult on yourself than you have to. Just go ahead and put your backing on and put your flower on, and then you can see the front and the back. Simple, easy. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay, so for this one, I'm gonna take this flower. It's a paper flower, and I'm just gonna cut 2 of the petals off right there where they're connected to the little circle. And we're gonna pretend that she has her hair up in a little doodah, whatever, and she's attached it with this little brad. So that's what we're gonna do with her. Okay, so I've got my little pokey tool, flower where I want it, and then I'm gonna take my pokey tool and make the hole through her head. And she's not backed yet, so this will be covered. Then I wanna take the little brad, let's put it through the flower, and then we'll put it through her head. Oh, she's as cute as can be. I like this way. And then I'm gonna open the brad up back here so it stays on. Make it as flat as you can because you're gonna back this. And you're gonna put your backing on and then cut around and leave her hair alone. We could add this on the back if we wanted to, like some of her hair's fallen down. We might do that, I don't know. Or we might put it on her. I don't know. I need to do something with her. I'm not real thrilled with her yet. So just glue your backing to your doll and then cut her out. Okay, this one has to dry, but I went through my beads and I found a little flower and a bead that I liked. So I glued those together in her little hair. And I didn't use these. So that's what they look like so far. We've got to do the faces. I'm not done with the bodies in the front. Let's draw the faces on. I'm just gonna take a pencil. I'll do one real quick. I think her neck's too low. Maybe we'll add to her neck. Yeah, we're gonna bring her neck up higher. So I'll make something curved and fix that. But draw your faces on and make sure your neck's not too high. I'm gonna take a permanent pen. This is Le Pen Permanent, and it's a black marker by Marvy. I'm just gonna go over this face with a black pen. I'm going to use Faber-Castell Pitt Artist Pens and my white Posca pen and maybe the black one. It's gonna fill in the whites of her eyes, give her lip color, give her some cheek color, play with your face until you get it where you want it. This is a Woody Stabilo pencil, and I'm just going to put a little color in her face. I peel off China marker. Been debating on whether or not to do any more to the body. I kind of like it the way it is, but I was also thinking of adding something, but I just can't decide. So to kill time, because I'm trying to decide, I'm gonna take my white Posca pen. I'm just gonna make some scallops on her collar here, just for the fun of it. This is just to help me think. And I was thinking of taking a piece of chalkboard contact paper and writing a word and sticking it on there. If I would do anything else to them, I want them to stay like this. So I'm gonna seal this with matte medium, Liquitex. That way, any of the papers on here that might have sprays or something that will run, like this one here, it's set in place now. It won't go anywhere. And I'll do their faces once I'm sure the ink is dry on their faces. You can use Mod Podge to do this if you want to. I took a 2-inch punch and I punched out a piece of paper so I'd have a template so I could write my word inside the circle. I'm going to cut out 3 circles and then I'll decide on a word. Okay, I wrote the word, I screwed it up. Because it's chalkboard contact paper, I was able to wipe it off after it dried and I can start over. But I went around the collars with the black ink over the white. I like it better. I'm tired, so I'm taking a break. I don't know what I'm gonna do with these until I get back. I was thinking about putting a word and putting it on here. So until I decide, we're on pause. I have been debating and debating and debating over putting this on here, and I have decided no. What I did do is I pulled out one of my painty papers that we made the other day, and I cut out the shapes. This one was already cut out, and I found some shapes in the paper that were left that I cut out, and I'm going to glue those down. And I don't know why, it just kind of gives me a feeling of something different going on. So I'm gonna glue those down, and we're gonna forego these. Maybe I'll put them on the back. Okay, I put my name on the little circle and just stuck it on the back. At least they got used. And what that stuff is chalkboard contact paper by VersaChalk. And I just started using it. It's pretty cool. I like it. And you use this marker that goes on there, but I found that you can use this marker on other things too. It's just that you can't erase it if you use it on other things that are not the contact paper. So I think I'm going to stop on these. I don't want to hang them. I think what I would do is maybe tuck them in a journal or pin them in or something. Could put a paper clip back here. I might make something that I make a pocket. And you know, I've got a book, this little scrapbook here, like the big one I worked in yesterday. It's full of scraps. I could put a little pocket down here. Pretend there's a pocket and I could slide her in there. I might do that. That's it for today. I will see you tomorrow for day 54. Talk to you later. Have a great whatever it is. Thanks for being here. Bye-bye.